is more level playing ground right now. So if you talk about doing it like the NC last time, yes, now is debatable. Some they do not need to play NC tournament, but some NC players, especially the women, the girls, the younger ones, their level is very new, fresh. Even they play against the more senior and experienced NC women players, so they still far gap. So for some players, some teams, and some divisions, they still will have get a lot of benefits from the NC League, NC tournament.
Okay.
But for the higher level NC players, then definitely they need to join the open tournaments.
Hey friends, welcome back to the show. It is my immense pleasure to sit down and chat with some players, coaches, and other inspiring people in Malaysia basketball. Hopefully, we can inspire a little bit positive change and add value to the Malaysia basketball through their sharing. What you are about to hear is an interview between me and Yasier Rashid. He's a former national junior team player. He's a member of the team who took part in 2003 FIBA Under 19 World Championship. He's the founder of Be a Legend Basketball Academy, and he has been putting a lot of effort in promoting basketball. The main theme of what we are going to talk about is overcoming stereotypes and promoting diversity in Malaysia basketball. Let's get into it. So what's up, bro? Thanks for coming on my show. First, I would like to ask you, how did you get started playing basketball? And how did you get selected to the national team? Because like basketball is predominantly perceived as a Chinese sport in Malaysia. So how did you get started playing basketball?
Well, actually, I was introduced to basketball by our Chinese uncle, because my mother Chinese, father is Malay.
Okay.
So he introduced basketball to me and my younger brother. So he gave us NBA basketball tips. That time still using tapes and VHS since we are primary school in Kuching, Sarawak. So that's where we get to introduce to basketball. And then we moved back to Malacca when I'm in secondary school. So we play basketball in Malacca at Chinwu, Bukit China. Actually, our first basketball match also are Chinese because in Malacca that time no Malays play basketball except one or two of our schoolmates. So we play there every week, few times, just like bicycle there. And then I was selected for the Malacca under 15, under 16 Lumunchat in Batu Pahat. And I still remember, I think the only Malay at Batu Pahat was Izwan Nazir from Pahang. So not mistaken, only two of us And then Ramesh, Ajinder Singh, and Abdul Kadir, and so on the other non-Chinese. Then after that, when I was around 17, my mother called up Maba to check any tournaments or training or anything. That time, Mr. Sin Heng was the Secretary General and Assistant Coach for the National Youth. So he invited me for the tryout for the Petronas Cup. That will be going on soon. So I just go there, try out training and play for Petronas team for Petronas Cup for a few years. So that's how I started my MABA journey. Then following year after SPM, the CM invite me to join full-time in MABA under the National Youth Program.
So there's Chinese. It's because of your Chinese side as well, and you get in touch with basketball. When did you start join the systematic basketball training?
In Malacca, I can say not so systematic also, even though it's a state team, school team. Because back then, from my experience, even the state team also a bit lower the coaching level if compared to today. Today, even the teams or the clubs and of course the state teams, they are better in coaching, because now the world is different. You can learn online easily and more classes and everything also. The coaches get more experience also.
Okay, all right, cool. As a Malay player in a basketball scene predominantly perceived as a Chinese sport, right? What challenges did you face and how did you overcome it?
Depends on the group that I join also. Usually it's okay. Sometimes it's a bit hard because of the cultural and the language barrier. So just need to get used to it. Then in Malacca didn't face much issue. But after MABA, sometimes I play for some other teams. Maybe the coach is still, he prefer his own players, something like that, and don't really get to know me more. Maybe some barrier So there's where some challenges where I don't think that I deserve the playing time that I receive or something like that. I mean, we love the game, right? So we just go through the challenges and keep on playing, just do our best every time.
Yeah, true. Because I'm not sure, maybe in some people's like perspective, they will think like, oh, okay, Malay player or non-Chinese player, the level should be lower. They kind of have that kind of stereotypes. Do you think so?
That particular scenario that time, I'm not sure if the coach even knows me who I am. I was a national junior already. I played in the NCBL last time in Malaysia Stadium. So the coach also quite new lah. You don't really know the players all. But that time is 15, 18 years ago, and the NC and the perspective of the NC now is different. It's different. That time is very less NC players. Now there are more and more. Yeah.
You're talking about more and more like not NC players, right? I saw you share a social media post talking about the NC Basketball League because the NCBL, I think they started back in like 2006 or something like that. Yeah, that time only maybe 6 or 8 teams.
After with 8 teams.
When it was back in 2019, it's already like 120 teams. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, who said Malay don't play basketball? I mean, you see 120 teams. Maybe their levels are not as high as the Chinese player, but see, they are a lot of like NC players love playing basketball, right?
Yeah, recently lah, but it takes time lah. It takes time, 10, 15, years to get that number. Started from 8 teams. I played since the first season lah. I was one of the 8 teams, and the community is just growing every year slowly. But everything takes time also lah. And the quality also. NCBL this year, the Premier, the Division 1, and then the CBL Premier Division is high level.
That's what I heard. So you mentioned CBL, that this is a new like NC Basketball League, which every team is allowed to have 3 Chinese players, right?
Yeah, CBL 3, and then they're coming up with the CBL X, the 5.
Whoa, okay. So they are mixed together already. I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what we want. Like everybody play together.
Some of the NC community, that's what they suggest few years ago. NCBL, they didn't change lah. Maybe they cannot change or do not want to change. They want to focus on fully NC. It's okay. Then CBL, they come out with this new concept lah, new idea.
Okay. It's good to test like new concept, new ideas, and see which one works and which one doesn't work, and then improve from there. It's a good thing. So, in your opinion, what are the key factors like contributing to the perception of basketball as Chinese sport in Malaysia, and how can we challenge and change that perception?
Basketball was introduced to Tanah Melayu last time from Malaysia by the Chinese traders from China. So that's why you see all the Chinese schools, they have basketball court since primary school and then secondary school. That's their main sport for the Chinese in Malaysia is basketball, because they have better players and better coaches lah, because they have more experience. Non-Chinese community, Malay or other races in primary school, basically they focus more on other sports lah, football, badminton, rugby, because nobody ever know how to play basketball so last time. But now it's slowly changing. There are more younger players, even 7, 8, 9 years old now. They know about basketball from YouTube, NBA, and usual everything, ESPN. Yeah, so it's not only Chinese, Malay, Indian, Sabah, Sarawak, everybody lah.
I think it takes time, and because of the social media, people are more accessible to the content, basketball content. And a lot of people are pushing basketball content to the public. So I think it's much more easy for players to get access to the basketball content.
Correct. It's a different world right now. It's more fair playing ground lah for everybody. Everybody can access to the contest that they want. They just need to search for it lah.
And then the 3-on-3, because last time, if not, I still remember a lot of the older generation, they always say like, oh, in Malay school or Indian school, there is no basketball court, so it's very hard to promote basketball in those schools. But time has changed. I mean, even in nowadays, we can play basketball in empty car park. We can play basketball in shopping mall. So you cannot tell me we cannot promote basketball in Malay school or Indian school without a proper basketball court. We just need a basketball stand and an empty space. Then the kids can play. Do you agree?
Yeah, correct. I mean, some of the organizers or coaches also, they start to do that. Just do it in day one or some small parking lot, something like that, where you can play safely. Just get introduced to the game first lah. Introduce the game, get more players that love the game. Then slowly your basketball cup will come.
Yep, I agree. So in your opinion, like, what steps can be taken to promote basketball inclusivity and diversity in Malaysia, specifically to encourage more Malay players to join the sport?
The MABA last time, around 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they started with the Sedap Cup. Sedap Cup is the first non-Chinese tournament. Yeah, so Sedap Cup is before Petronas Cup. Firstly is Sedap Cup, and then Petronas Cup, and then now is MABA Cup. I guess that's how they start lah. And then maybe they penetrate to some Malay schools last time, whatever. Not sure about that. So the tournament lah, promote to the non-Chinese community, provide a platform for competition, and then from there get more players, get more coaches to go into the NC community. That's how NCBL started also, because of that. And KLBA, Selangor BA, other associations, so they do some non-Chinese. Last time got the KLNC, and then MB Cup in UiTM. So that's how we started play in NC community and how to promote lah to the diversity.
Okay, talking about this, something is like, sometimes I'm confused or I cannot understand is that just now we discussed as well, like basketball, we want basketball to be a national sport, like to be loved by all races, integrated to all races. But then we separated one section, like the non-Chinese basketball. It's like, it's confusing. You want everybody play together, and then you separate one for the non-Chinese players to play by themselves. What do you think? What is your take about this?
For Malaysia, it's a little bit special case. For me, I look at it as say we do a NC tournament. NC tournament, we take it like it's an division. Let's say we say it's a division 4, division 4, division 3. Because that time, definitely if Chinese, they are division 1 or 2. And then NC, definitely division 3 and 4. Right? So it's like a division or category, NC category.
Okay.
So from that division, category 4, division 4, division 3, slowly they produce better NC players that can play in D2 or even D1. So what I think is the NC tournament, like the Sedap Cup, Petronas Cup, everything, it needs to start. So it started and it was a good option, it was a good choice. It's more level playing ground right now. So if you talk about, do we need like the NC last time? Yes. Now is debatable. Some, they do not need to play NC tournament, but some NC players, especially the women, the girls, the younger ones, their level is very, very new, fresh. Even they play against the more senior and experienced NC women players, so they still far gap lah. For some players, some teams, and some divisions, they still will have get a lot of benefits from the NC league, NC tournament.
Okay.
But for the higher level NC players, then definitely they need to join the open tournaments, like what we did also a lot of times.
So in your opinion, there's no conflict between you having a special category like NC category. So there's no conflict. It's part of the development. Am I right? Yep.
For me, it's part of the development. It's a necessity because it was just a different division last time. But now we can mix the division also, mix the players. So it was a improvement. There's a success in it. the program.
So, but I think overall, it's still back to the basic. Like, if we want to produce more good players, I don't want to say Chinese player, Malay players, or whatever. If we want to produce more good players, we have to start from the grassroots, from the schools, right? I know you have a basketball academy, and I heard you quit your stable job, a 9 to 5, a stable job, a good job, to start a basketball, be a legend basketball academy. I mean, how did you find that courage, like, to quit a job, a stable job, and then start academy, and then you don't know whether it will be success or not?
Be a Legend started in 7 July 2017, so quite some time, 6 years. Then there was a COVID break of 2 years or so. So plus minus around 4 years. I started with a partner, and we do it part-time. Part-time, freelance, That time we still have a job, 9 to 5, then morning we work, evening we ball a few times a week. So we have pickup games and some training sessions, and then we slowly organize the Battle 4, and then we do the Battle 4 championship. We started small and part-time, then slowly when there's a potential for it, then started doing it full-time last year, March, 1 year. 31st March, it should be my 37th birthday.
Okay.
37th birthday, so that's when I go full time into Be a Legend. Because it's one of my dreams also is to have our own business, be your own boss, have the freedom to choose what you want to do, where you want to do it, with who you want to work with. Basketball is my choice lah. So, like people say in Malaysia, basketball mungkin tak boleh cari makan sangat or whatever. Another way, if you look at it, means there are not much competition lah. You can just open academy or tournament, then maybe not so many academies and tournaments out there. So it's still a fresh market. We will be some of the pioneers if we start now or before, rather than later, because now it's still, Malaysian basketball is very, compared to our neighboring countries, still fresh, still raw. There are a lot of Chinese academies But for NC academies, I think besides Be a Legend is Go Strong, and I think maybe 2 that I know, and the others, they have their own teams, but they do not run the academy even on freelance, part-time or full-time. And the Ghazi also, for the Ghazi Thunderbirds, if I'm not mistaken.
So what were the initial challenges you faced during the transition?
Not so much, just need to focus and build up the business. Nowadays it's all about contents and social media. So that's how we grow our academy, our tournaments, our pickup games, everything, just by Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. Not so much on YouTube yet. Every session we have some contents we do some videos, take some pictures, learn the editing for pictures, videos, learn how to take photos and videos, everything. Learn how to grow the business. Coaching is different. You play the game is different. You organize tournaments different. Learn, improve on the people skill, strategy, business, and everything.
True, I agree. Because it's different part of the game right now. It's a business. It's not just basketball or coaching. It's a business, right?
In other nations, other countries, basketball is a business Basketball is business. Sport is business.
Yep.
In Malaysia, people still think that sport is hobby, sport is leisure, sport boleh cari makan ke, whatever sport bola sepak, football, badminton,
boleh. You tengok tu bola sepak
top teams top players, but not in, like, let's say if you talk about Brazil, the kids will dream to play football, in Philippines they will dream to play basketball, but in Malaysia the society the kids didn't say that one day I want to play basketball full time, football full time, badminton full time. Not many maybe me and my brother is one of them that think like that, because we watch NBA too much young times, right? So the culture of sport in Malaysia is still different lah.
This topic, right? The sport culture, the culture of sport in Malaysia. There's another big topic like I would love to discuss with players, coaches, and other people. Because like you say, nobody talk about like having a sport as a career, where other countries, like the kids, they are aspired to be a football player, a basketball player, or whatever. But here, our parents, from my parents as well, they said, no, just study, get a good job.
Standard ASEAN lah.
Yeah. So what motivates you like to create these platforms? You have academy, you created a championship, like some basketball tournament as well. What motivates you to create this platform for the aspiring players?
I was a former national junior lah, so stayed in Malba for 5 years. And for me, this opportunity is not by coincidence. Everything is created based from our understanding and belief, our religion also. So, and everything also comes with responsibility. I mean, the more you know, then the more you can teach also. The more experience you have, the more you can share. The higher you go, the further you go, then the more things you can share with our community lah, small community. And I was sponsored by Maba and Petronas last time to stay, train there, get a scholarship at Stanford College. So just try to repay back to the country, the nations, whatever that I can do, because if I'm not a national youth, I was just a school player, college player, then maybe my mindset and responsibility is a little bit different. But for me, if any players that have played in any sports, if you reach the national level, then you may be some of the best in the country, most experienced that other people do not have the opportunity to get. So need to do more than other players, the things that you already receive. So that's why love is one thing lah. I love the game, passion for it. Second is responsibility. If I don't think about want to do it or do not want to do it, it's like have to do it. So, but this one is like have to do it and I also like to do it. So just do it lah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I mean, you are doing what you love. Like in Spider-Man, there's a saying, with greater power comes with greater responsibility.
Yeah. I saw read too much comic lah.
Are you a Spider-Man fan?
Just watch movie, Spider-Man, Batman, then of course Slam Dunk, Satu Lagi Hanamichi. So it was inspiring lah. That time, what I know is a lot of NC players also, they get introduced to basketball through Slam Dunk basketball comic.
Okay, that's nice to know. I mean, this comic, Slam Dunk, really have a big impact on a lot of people. That comic, that manga, inspired a lot of people to start picking up basketball.
All over the world.
That's right.
So Africa, they read Slam Dunk. The sport also, not just only the players or the coaches can or need to push the sport. Anybody who loves the sport, if you are a comic writer, right, producer, then you are the movie director, you are an artist, you make basketball songs, basketball movies, basketball drama, or whatever, even whatever lah. So everybody, it's a big industry that a lot of people also can push actually. Even the corporates, the government, and associations and everybody lah do their part lah.
And having said, just now you mentioned about you have the responsibility because you reached that national junior level, right? National junior team level. Can you share with us your experience like representing Malaysia, playing in the 2003 FIBA Under 19 World Championship?
Actually, I didn't know about that tournament when I joined Malba when I was 18 years old. When I joined after SPM, 18 years old, they were training for the World Cup. At the time, there were about 20 players selected from the Lumuncha. They had been training for 1 to 2 years. The top players lah of the nations, point guards, shooting guards, they can shoot, some of them, they are shorter than me, but they can dunk, they can jump higher, they're bigger, they're stronger, they have more skills, experience. Also in Malacca, I started as a center, so center power forward. Because
really?
I was like,
wow.
I was 6 footer, and in a small city like Malacca, I was one of the tallest also.
Okay.
The center so maybe taller than me, 1 inch, So 6'1", 6'2" is already pretty tall already last time. Maybe 1, 2 or 3 players, they are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". Not many taller players back then. Now there are more 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Then I think, how do I want to survive in Maba or make the team, have the chance? Need to find a weapon that I can use to help myself and to help the team overall. I think 3-point shooting only 3-point shooting only that I can try to train more, be an expert in it. So what I do is every day we train for 2 sessions. Morning for 2 hours, 8:30 to 10:30. And then evening from 5:30 to 7:30, and then gym maybe half an hour to 1 hour. So besides that 4 to 5 hours team training, I do my own personal training, maybe 1 hour after every session. So maybe 1 to 2 hours per day, 5 to 6 days a week, or sometimes every day, because nothing to do that time. So I just practice on my shooting, I focus more on my shooting. But my other fundamentals is fine. For example, I just focus on basics. I can handle the ball. I don't really do much between the leg or behind the back or everything, but I do not turn the ball over. I have basic passing, no turnovers. I understand how to box out. Even the big guy, I just box out and get the rebound. So improve on the skills, and I learn a lot from the coach. Our head coach last time was Coach Felton Seeley, back with the NS Matic planning to meet him soon
He taught you guys a lot of those. He emphasized on the fundamentals, discipline. I'm pretty sure you guys have experience of that.
He's very strict very strict, very tough. And that time because they was national youth level already, so a lot of team plays understanding of how the team play and the fundamentals for the team plays. For individual, little bit we don't do so much like skills training, like ball handling, passing so much, because I think they are really pretty good at that. Because we do a lot of shootings, but a lot of team plays, and it's very strict American style, I need to adapt to it. Chinese style, Malay style, or Malaysia style that time cannot compare American culture, when you work, it's work but after work, friends also I can connect with him a little bit, maybe slightly better than some other players also, because English is easy for me. Maybe for some other players it's a bit hard for them. They are more used to the other tongue language. Learn a lot from him.
All right, okay. And then when you guys went over to Greece and play with all those European American countries, what was the experience?
At first I thought if we play against them, then we may not even able to make one dribble or 2 dribble. They were still our every ball, they are super duper fast or super duper strong, but we can play. We can just play. We play with them. But of course, they have their size advantage. Even their point guards are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", So the average height is just very different Athleticism also, some of our players are very athletic, just smaller size. For their players, some of them are more athletic also and bigger size. If individual skills, of course, some of them better. Team players also. Actually, for our system, Malaysia National Youth that time, I think that we have one of the best system also, because we are very effective. All our players, they understand the game, and nobody is selfish. Everybody is looking for the best shot on offense, and also they are hard up on defense. We have a pretty solid team for our size and our experience. We have a pretty solid team. So the first round games, we played against Croatia, Venezuela, and some other teams Iran also, we played against Iran. We lost the first game. So the final placing, we meet Iran again. And our center was 6'6". Their center was 7'6". 7'6". 7'6" is Yao Ming's height. But then we played well. It was an early game, I think around 10 a.m. We never really play bad in my experience, because everybody will kena from Felton Seeley play our heart out, last placing or whatever last game. Just play, and we managed to get the win. over Iran. Iran was the number 2 in Asia that time, just behind China, number 1. So we beat the number 2 team in Asia. Maybe we can call ourselves number 2 also lah.
That was an unbelievable achievement, like in the world stage. Wow, nobody expected us to beat Iran, and then we managed to beat them and not finish last. They finished last.
We were on fire also lah, I can say. We play very smooth. That their offense was very smooth. They cannot stop us. We have the momentum. I think we lead since the beginning of the game, and they try to catch up with us, but they didn't manage.
It's cool. That would be, I think, one of the best memories in your basketball careers, right?
Yeah, can say, because we are not qualified for the World Cup because we are supposed to host it in Malaysia, but because of SARS that time, so the FIBA, they decide to move it to Greece lah. Then Malaysia team Maba still spend the money to send us there just to participate or whatever. Then we came back with a win lah. From there, I can see that our system was pretty good enough to even beat Iran's number 2 team in Asia that time. Undersized, but we train a lot, 11 times per week, Monday to Friday twice, and Saturday morning. And then we play here and there. Join the Agong Cup, a lot of tournaments also. So the ecosystem is not bad, quite good for the national youth program that time. It's good. They are able to produce good players and good teams.
One of the best achievement for our teams in the world stage.
Yeah, correct. But which was not really promoted or popularized enough during that time.
I think if it happened nowadays with the social media, I think, wow, you guys will be superstars already.
Yeah. Nobody knows, so only the basketball small one, so know that Malaysia went to World Cup Junior, even though not qualified, but also get a win also.
For the last question, right, as a former national junior players, what advice would you give to the aspiring young Malay players who may hesitate to pursue basketball due to the challenges, due to the stereotype, and how can they overcome such barriers and excel in the sport?
Just learn about the game, study about the game, play a little bit on your own or anywhere, even car park, so you can just dribble or whatever. And when you get the feel, you improve, and your passion and love for the game also will grow bigger and bigger. And when your skills improve, you will have more confidence, so build your confidence. Then slowly the various obstacles that we need to overcome. Basically, just need to love the game only. And love we cannot force to any player, especially even my players also. You just show them the way. If they love it, they'll do it. If they don't love it, then they don't want to do it, then don't do it lah. Because if we push too much, maybe they will crack or it will not last long. So, for my experience, we prefer players who are dedicated and passionate, and if they really love the game, they will do whatever it takes. They will come early for practice, they will study on their own, they will listen and ask the coaches questions, the teammates, everything. No matter how small or tiny or skinny or untalented or whatever, if they work hard, then they will definitely improve, and in the long run, they can take over any taller players, faster players, stronger players, more talented players, or players who started younger. You can overtake in the long term. Challenges, all not so much for now. The youngsters these days, not like what we faced last time. Now is basketball court is everywhere. So like in KL, especially KL Selangor, you can find mostly a lot of tamans also there basketball court. Now so you can just Google, YouTube, everything for basketball videos, and a lot on Chinese, Malay, whatever, coaches and players also. You can join the teams, the club, start play at the Taman first, and then play Division 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly improve lah.
Alright, if there's players that would like to improve their skill or join your academy, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, can just go to Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok under BL Legend Basketball. Just send a PM or watch the videos, whatever lah. Here we have Battleground. Battleground is the pickup game session. It's on Monday night at Wang Hong Sungai Besi, Tuesday night at Nam Kiong Cheras. We start from 10 p.m. until 12 a.m. And then Thursday night, we have adult session academy at Pont Kiara. Saturday morning and afternoon, we have the under 12 academy. And once a month, we have the Battle 4 championship where there are a few divisions also. Division 3, Division 2, Division 1. It's a one-day short tournament where new and upcoming teams, they can join for a small fee, one-day tournament. But they can play against 3 other teams instead of one day, one game. They play in one day, three games against 3 other teams in their own division 3 to 1. So basically, it's a lot about development because under our academy and teams, we do not have national juniors or whatever yet. State players, yeah, we have some state players, the youth state players. So basically, we are an academy and development program, and we join the tournaments also as a development team, academy team. We do not import players yet or export our players to other teams yet, which some other teams, they already do it in CBL and even in NCBL. Teams that have more budgets and funds, they're able to import players, give them contracts. So that's how they run their thing. But for us, we are an academy team and then not many academy teams except for Go Strong also, and they have their development team in Division 2, Division 3. But for ourselves, we only have one team in Division 1. So even some of our younger and new players, 16, 17, 18 years old, or Division 4 players, just that we try to develop. So we just send them to D1 So far, we are having tough games. Every game is of course tough for them, but they are improving very fast. They are gaining their confidence, improving their skills also very fast. Their mind need to be strong and if you put them at a higher level, then that will be their aim. If they cannot dominate now, that will be their goal. We start D1 and hopefully to remain D1 and dominate
Alright, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Please leave a comment down below and ask any question or any thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, you might like to check out this episode as well. So thanks for watching. Do hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.